Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's do. We've seen this one. Let's
Yeah, I
pull
don't
up
know that
the,
I need to see all these
okay,
again.
so the same
if
for
we've
the
seen
Yeah.
them.
Let's just pull
Right.
up the
Yeah.
URLs that person or small team is responsible for.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the Italy story, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, so entry one, oh, this is different.
Victims.
Yeah,
Oh, they started off with all the names.
Yeah. So this was really powerful.
Yeah.
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 Okay. It was definitely the first time we saw the bubbles when they were using those.
Mhm.
Lots of imagery that was not included before, which is nice. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the second. Okay, the New York of our imagination. Okay, we've seen this one. All right, that is number 3.
Is this all one entry?
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
and the Brazil
So this is the
story.
same that worked on.
Yeah. It's in it.
Yeah. Okay, number 4.
And think, this was done remotely. This was
Right,
coordinated.
right. We still have sound from that one New York. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone's dog's going crazy.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Oh, wow.
It's hilarious.
Okay, so this is a different piece we haven't seen.
Yeah. I hadn't seen this one.
No, this is in Houston.
Oh, the stills from this. I never saw the motion picture.
Mm-hmm.
This is nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Some graphics.
I wonder why this wasn't entered in another category.
That's a good question.
I mean, it's really nice.
With that.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it may have been cut, right? I mean, by the
Oh,
earlier.
yeah. I forgot about that. It could have been cut. I didn't think about that, Deb.
Mr. Sanchez, your mom and your brother brought you this rosary, and he was praying in the chaplain for you. Just so you know that your family and everyone's praying for you to have a speedy recovery.
My brother's very loving. He's very spiritual. We grew up together in Houston. When we moved here in 2001, we're brothers from a single parent home.
Okay, and do you have any questions?
Over the years, we kind of grew apart, but I like to think that we would have gotten closer. I'd let him know that I'm sorry sometimes I'm not the nicest brother, and hopefully we can grow from there and become closer. I'm just hoping that he recovers. Every day I pray. So does my mom.
That was powerful.
Yeah, that should have made it through.
Wow.
Well, it's nice is that you can see they're getting family photos for like when they were well, just to
Yeah.
remind like this is like people had lives before they got sick.
Exactly. And then hearing that voice.
Mhm.
Oh,
My wife, and it's not because she's my wife, but I've never met a woman that can get along with anybody.
Miss Flores. Anna. Anna.
We were high school sweethearts. We both went to our senior proms together. We got married and we have 3 kids. Hopefully we'll come out of this.
You see, when we decide to extubate patients, we prepare them, we groom them for days. We look at rate, we look at the fluid status, we look at temperature, we look at hemodynamics, we look at mental status, we look at everything. And we have to find the right moment. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? Can you open your eyes for us? Good, good job, good job. Slow, deep breaths, okay?
Yeah, we're ready, Doctor.
Okay.
All right, take a deep breath and cough. And cough, 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 cough.
You just rest. You did so good. You're the star of the day today.
Es un muchacho bueno, estudiante, muy trabajador. Su corazón es grande, es una perfecta persona. Y pues mi corazón ahorita está frágil por tener a mi hijo en el hospital y a mi otra hija en el hospital en Dallas. Que se pongan en mi lugar, lo que una madre sufre por sus hijos. Pero espero en Dios que todo sea bien para ellos y para nosotros también.
Short videos are pretty powerful.
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes you want to know, what happened. How did
Mhm.
How did they get cut?
I don't know what they did, but you're just drawing me in more and more. I want to see more. I want to hear more.
Mhm.
Ooh.
I thought, as much as I believe in all this, it can't happen to me. And wow.
Karina, can you get some leads?
3, 2, 1.
What have I learned?
All right, where we going?
The value of life, the value of family.
Very nice. But we're gonna take the tubes out today. Don't worry, okay?
Believe it. It's true.
Slow. Slow. Again.
None of us are invincible. I guess I thought I was. If I could help one person, I would.
Wow.
have to admit, I have a sorority sister that just got out of hospital yesterday from COVID. So I'm like, okay, I need to text her, see how she's feeling today. Like, is she, how's she doing?
Glad she's out.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello. How you doing? Doing okay?
Él es muy sociable, le encanta bailar, le encanta la música mexicana, es buen amigo, buen compañero.
Tengo 3 hijos, tengo cáncer y ahora tengo esto. Esto no es un juego, esto es la realidad. Para toda la gente que no cree que el coronavirus que no existe, sí existe. Mírenme cómo estoy.
Wow.
Okay, so remember, this is one part to
Yeah,
this,
that's the same team that produced the others.
right? And we've got at least 5 more links.
So that was like the third of
That
one.
was the 5th of one.
The 5th of one. Okay. On New York Times, correct?
New York Times, yes.
I remember this.
Okay,
Very
that's
versatile.
6 of 7. I mean, I'm sorry, 6 of 10.
Kirk, you know that was a real flashback seeing Chester and Ozier's.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and Mickey Agents, yeah.
And Barbosa.
Yep.
No.
Scales, goodness.
Yep. It was. Okay. Interesting.
Wow, this is all one person?
Or the same team? Is it?
As team
Oh,
more
it's a
Two, team.
Oh, team.
Two,
Okay. I was
two.
like, damn.
Yeah. So versatile, man. It's.
They were busy.
Yeah.
Okay, and last one in this entry. Keep in mind, this is all one entry. Year in photos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta be there. Yeah.
All right.
Right.
I think we've seen this one enough. We
Yeah.
know what's in this one.
Yep. So who's next? So the first one is New York Times. Washington Post.
How many pieces in this one?
I'm sure 10. But that's just a guess. Okay, I don't know if we've seen this one before.
I've seen this one before.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go
it's
ahead.
an AMP story. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
The bombing in Beirut,
Mm-hmm.
or the explosion rather in Beirut.
Yeah.
For context, what month did this happen? So much happened last year. I just can't even.
It was summer, right?
It was
I
late.
thought it was fall.
It's either late summer or early fall.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone's still in shorts, short sleeve shirts. So I'm
But
assuming
this was,
September, October.
yeah, this was around election time. I thought like
Oh, was it? Wow. Okay.
pre-election,
Wow.
but I could be wrong on that. Maybe there's a date at the top. Is there a rewind button there?
I'm sorry. I'm very particular.
Oh,
about dates.
December.
I
December.
apologize for that.
Wow, that late?
That was
yeah.
December?
In my head, it was in
No.
September.
Maybe they didn't
It was
build this until
published.
afterwards. Yeah.
Right. It was published in December, but it didn't actually happen in December.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's next on the menu?
don't
Okay.
think we've seen
Love and loneliness in the time of the coronavirus. Nope, we haven't seen this. Have we seen this?
No, we saw a page that ran that whole picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one, yeah.
No,
We've
yeah.
seen some of these.
Some of them, yes.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the treatment in terms of the color?
I don't know if I'm a fan of the background colors.
I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah, I don't.
If it's the love theme,
I don't like it.
yeah, I don't like it. Yeah. It's like you had to pull out a gimmick to make up for the pictures, or
No, it's not necessary. And I for me, it's distracting.
Yeah.
And they keep changing. The colors keep changing. I think it takes away from the photography.
Mhm.
Okay, what's next on the menu here? Oh, there's part 2 to the love story.
So is this another entry? I mean, is this the same entry?
Another same entry, third URL. But it
Okay.
looks like part 2 to the love story.
And we got more color. So like the color theme,
yeah,
the past two, it drives me, I don't like
I
it.
see you feel strongly about the color.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, we see. We see.
I apologize. I'm a little.
Hey, this is a safe space. No need to apologize.
It's a little commercial, you know, like advertising approach to.
Yeah, we've seen some of these in the layouts, I believe.
Mhm.
And this is one of how many. I apologize. I'm losing count.
Yeah, and then do we have to look at the entire thing? Is there anything that says we made a decision?
Because it's so many in
Yeah.
each one. I'm starting to lose count.
Okay, so we don't have to look. We've gone at least halfway. I think we should go at least
Yeah,
halfway.
exactly.
Okay. So the next link in that series, I think we're at 4 out of 10, possibly 10, maybe.
Ooh. Okay. It's 7 p.m. We've been at this since 10 a.m.
You know what? I've actually been in the same Zoom room with you.
What'd you say, Dad?
I've
Dad,
been
what
in the
did you
same
say?
Zoom. I've been in the same Zoom room with you, and it's only 6 p.m. here, but oh my God, my eyes are bleeding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I think we've seen. We haven't seen some of those.
That image is a little different. This is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
These are Andre Chung's.
Yeah. Is that what, Onyx?
Yeah.
And again, this is photo editor of the year, correct?
This is digital picture editor of the year.
Digital picture editor of the year.
Is
Okay.
it a person or
More
group?
than
Team.
Okay.
Team. The last category you guys will judge is individual.
So this is okay.
This is team.
Team.
Okay, we've gone halfway. We can go to the next link in this, unless you guys want to see into the very end.
No, we can go.
Okay. This is 5. Oh, this is the homeless story.
Oh, it's interesting to see it in this format.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really want to.
That's the image that we should have ran on the front page. I mean, they should have ran with the first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they used it on the in the video display.
Yeah.
There's more pictures too.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot more pictures.
Wow.
Yeah, some different. Yeah.
This
I was
this
about to
does
say.
a service to the photos.
Oh my God.
Really tells it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have the space to run these. Oh my God, these are great.
These are awesome.
I hope he places somewhere in the single category.
And you gotta think about these images were taken during the pandemic, like in the protests were going on, like
June 7th.
Yeah, and that's
I mean,
October 24th. Yeah, this is over time.
That's over time.
Yeah, these are amazing.
Well, this is another one that should have been a single category
Should have been.
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, the last category we judged.
Oh, digital project?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
might have gotten taken out, so
Huh.
Okay.
got to it. That was much better than the printed edition.
It really was. Yeah. Because we struggle with the print edition a lot.
Okay. Going it alone. Okay, so we've seen the
We've
agriculture.
seen this one.
Yeah, so what's the next one in this? Overwhelmed. COVID patients are treated in parking lots, hallways, and lobbies of a California hospital that, like the nation, is struggling to keep pace with the pandemic. I don't think
Wow.
we've seen this before.
Mm-mm. The access in
that
some of these
top was-
hospitals.
The top was a video, by the way.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say the access in some of these hospitals is amazing.
Mhm.
I know here it's something that we struggle with a lot.
California finally started letting you in. You've got to sign the not non-disclosure, but basically you're signing over your life basically to get in there to do it, saying they're not held responsible if you get something happens to you.
Yeah.
And you have to get consent from each person that you photograph too, meaning the patient. Yeah, which is
Even
really
if you don't see their face?
Yes.
Yeah.
HIPAA.
Otherwise, the
Yeah, it's a major HIPAA guideline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's good video.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's not really related to I just wonder how many photojournalists actually got COVID while working.
Heard of quite a few.
I don't know if anybody has kept record of that in their newsrooms. It would just be a really interesting fact. I don't know if anybody's doing a study, if Pointer's doing that.
I know in our shop, 3 people, and only the photographers.
Only photographers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a staff of how many?
Out of the shooters, 22.
Wow.
What was the title on this? I'm sorry, I blanked. The end of a campaigning as we knew it. I don't think we've seen
We
this.
didn't see this one.
Mm-mm. Hmm.
Once the pandemic hit,
Shout out to whoever's driving right now for muting the commercials. Thank you.
And Democratic national conventions are now over. Each night, the parties focused on themes and messages that they want to emphasize in the 2020 election, often using very different words to get their message across. One issue mentioned frequently by both conventions was the coronavirus. But while Republicans were more interested in talking about what the economy was like before the virus, Democrats cast the issue as an example of President Trump's failed leadership.
We'll never have our lives back until we deal with this virus.
Joe Biden's plan is not a solution to the virus, but rather it's a surrender.
Democrats were also much more likely to invoke words like democracy.
Do not let them take away your democracy.
Character is on the ballot. Compassion is on the ballot. Decency, science, democracy, they're all on the ballot.
Republicans also sought to elevate scenes of unrest across the country.
They will defund, dismantle, and destroy America's law enforcement.
There's looting, chaos, destruction.
The Democrats have brought us nothing but destruction.
Republicans were focused on arguing that Joe Biden would be a conduit for more extreme elements in his party. In fact, they used the word radical 54 times and some version of socialist or communist 53 times.
No, thank you.
Joe Biden.
We're good.
All right, let's continue. Okay, this is the last URL in this one category or one entry, sorry.
This is still the Washington Post, correct?
This is still the Washington Post.
Yes.
The last entry. I don't think we've seen this, have we?
Oh, this is nice.
No, like
No.
the second image, the second and third images we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, in this, I mean, some of these I've seen, but not far as during
Not this
Juneteenth.
digital entry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite a few images on here that we hadn't seen, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they have, I think that just said May through August. Is that what that said? Interesting how they have it grouped.
Mm-hmm.
They have it grouped by months and themes. One Kobe picture. All right, so that is the last one in the Washington Post entry. Next. This is a Nat Geo entry. So number 3, if you're keeping track, is Nat Geo. Does that have sound? Oh, it's okay.
It's just a little vignette. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And watch a piece of this.
The biggest challenge was the timeline.
How are we going to do this?
Is this an ad? Oh yeah, that is an ad. Is there a skip button?
Doesn't look like it.
Watch my commercial.
Watch half of this.
People say that the smell is like what you remember the most about things. I just remember the smell. I missed it. Like I missed the smell of the school. It just flooded all back to me really. Right before my senior year, I was homeless. Getting through that and getting through this at the same time, it just felt like I really accomplished something.
I came from the inner city of Milwaukee. Being that I am a twin made the transition somewhat easier. With gym, it's just like, you just think all the memories in there.
Well, the dances, we get all dressed up and like we meet our friends there and stuff like that. It's like we coming together as a family.
I like anywhere that's empty, so I used to just walk around the hallways just because like school already stressed me out enough. Just being alone feels good.
To be popular means a lot to me because I work hard to build friendships and have a good reputation. I would have experienced my last year of baseball here and like what it's like to be in class with your jersey on and being noticed and all.
Okay. All right, that's the first of Nat Geo entries. This is number 2.
Also Nat Geo?
Yes, this is all of the following links are Nat Geo, so which is all entry number 3.
Okay.
Okay, this is still Nat Geo. Final days of an election like no other. Bless you, sir.
That should not.
Thank you.
All right, 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
Godspeed indeed.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
Emotional moment for you right now, Katie, watching.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
People on the ground will hear that crackling.
Falcon power telemetry nominal. M1D throttle down.
Katie and Christina, as we watch this, I'm thinking about what Bob Behnken told his family just before they left. Let's light that candle because you see that big, beautiful rocket, clear blue skies, and just headed straight on its mission.
Okay, I think we're good there.
M1D throttle up.
Okay. So still within the same entry. Okay, what's next? This is URL number 5 out of maybe 10, uncertain at this moment. All right, looks like, let's wait for this to clear up. What is this? An unlikely feud between beekeepers and Mennonites simmers in Mexico. I mean, I don't have Zachary's voice, but you know, I'm doing what I can. It's a different set of images. We haven't seen this before. hurting, we're hurting. Grief and outrage converge in Minneapolis. Does that photo, that first photo, does that, I'm unclear. Is that supposed to be blurry? Is that an
I'm
effect?
just wondering that too.
Is there, you see that carrot down there? What does that go to?
That's the effect. They
Oh,
did that
that's-
in the last image. Yeah.
Okay, all right, my bad. Carry on, carry on. Okay. URL number 7 out of 10. All right. A behind the scenes look at Texas's exotic animal ranches. How do you say Texas's? Texas's? Hmm. Okay, we're going to number 8 of 10. Detroit's winning spirit helps it fight back against COVID.
I'm saying hello to Denise. I'm saying hello to Denise.
Is that your bride? Hey.
She said, come in, come in. Oh.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to see your face. And congrats on second grandbaby.
Oh, thank you. Just pray for a healthy baby boy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Chris Kirk McCoy.
Oh. Hi, Kirk.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
We got to run another hour.
Okay, I'll let you guys get back to work.
All right, good seeing you.
All right, good seeing you too.
In West Virginia, finding your next meal can be a community effort. Okay, this is number 9, I think, of 10. First story we've seen on hunger, I think. Okay, last URL of this entry. And this, remember, this is Nat Geo. All right, title: In America's oldest active retirement community, joy endures through the pandemic. An intimate look of how the residents of Sun City, Arizona have found ways to maintain their dynamic lifestyle. Okay, Sun City. So far, lots of sun. That's a good sign. I know where I'm retiring to. This is my kind of, this is the elderly person I want to be. This is where it's at.
Ain't got nothing on Florida.
They got a cheerleading team, synchronized swimmers, it seems.
Denise, we can make a team.
Yes. Okay, that's the last in that series. All right, number 4 is from whom?
So that was 8 for Nat Geo, correct?
That was 10 for Nat Geo.
10, I'm sorry, 10 for Nat Geo. Okay, thank you.
And this is NPR's entry. Number 4 is NPR. First URL for NPR. Ghost towns behind the gates. We've seen this one. Next entry.
How many entries in this category?
Can be up to 10.
No, total. I mean, how many different organizations?
Oh, it's 6.
Six,
6
okay.
entries total. And we're on number 4.
Right.
We are part of the United States, the first people counted for the 2020 census. Okay, I don't think we've seen this set.
Alaska.
Looks very, very chilly. I love the colors though. Okay, that's number 2 in a series. All right, NPR number 3. Somewhere Like Home. I can't pronounce that. Kids find a haven at boarding school in Turkey. There is a 7-minute listen to that. I don't know if you guys want to hear the first minute.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear the first minute.
Support for NPR's Student Podcast Challenge comes from Blue Microphones.
Can we scroll
Blue has
while
helped
we're
millions
listening?
of podcasters,
Absolutely.
musicians, and storytellers to raise their voices for over 25 years. Visit bluemic.com and click Get Started to find the Blue Mic that's right for you.
All right, let's scroll and listen.
And now to Turkey and a boarding school near Istanbul, which is a home to children caught in a geopolitical struggle. They're ethnic Uyghurs who have escaped repression in China. Their parents weren't so fortunate. They've been swept up in China's mass arrests back home. Joanna Kakissis went to meet the children as part of her series looking at Uyghurs in Turkey.
Mackenzie, can you scroll?
Is this
while
your
we're-
room? It's morning in the dorm, and 10-year-old Nurzat lets me visit him in the room he shares with 3 other little boys. He climbs out of his bunk bed and heads straight to his locker. He takes out his most prized possession, a framed photo of him with his father.
So your dad's wearing a gray polo shirt. He's got a mustache, glasses.
Nurzat tells me he talks to this photo every day. Can you tell me some things you say?
I miss you so much. Why can't you come here with me? What's happening to you? I think it's something bad because I can't call you.
Nurzat's skinny and shy with huge brown eyes. He has not seen his family since 2015, when his parents sent him to live with relatives in Egypt. They told Nurzat they wanted to protect him from the Chinese.
I saw Chinese people in my town, but I didn't talk to them. My friends told me that the Chinese kidnap Uyghurs and make them disappear, and that they poison our food.
Most Uyghurs are Muslim. The Chinese government calls them radicals and terrorists. It's imprisoned more than 1 million Uyghurs in what the Chinese call re-education camps to counter extremist ideologies. And human rights groups say China has also pressured other countries.
Did we just see the back of heads?
Yeah, because they're children, I guess you can't show the faces.
Yes. Okay. That's
Yeah.
entry number 3. What'd you say, Monica?
They probably couldn't show faces because they're minors, and maybe they were didn't want to endanger them.
Yes.
Yeah, because you didn't see the picture of the father either.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't want to make sure they don't get captured for some reason.
Exactly.
Nothing left in the world except these bones. Okay, we can listen and scroll.
In the Sinjar region of Iraq, it has now been 6 years since the ISIS genocide against the ancient Yazidi religious minority, and yet survivors are still trying to find bodies of their loved ones. To that end, UN investigators began exhuming a mass grave in October, and NPR's Jane Aref was there.
In the village of Salah, yellow tape ropes off what used to be a fish farm attached to a technical college. Laborers and investigators dressed in white suits and masks are carefully digging and sifting through the packed earth as I walk up to take a closer look.
One of the men is shoveling the dirt into this big rectangular sifter, and then the fine pieces of dirt come out, and he flips the gravel over. The other one is now going through it by hand, trying to make sure that they don't miss any of the bones.
Investigators have...
Okay, that's entry number 4 out of 10. Most likely 10 anyway. All right. Was that 5 or 4? I feel like we're missing one.
That was 5. Oh, you're right. You meant
That's maybe did we skip 4? Or is there a part 2? Okay, let's do URL 4 then. Must be a part 2. This is the one we just saw, right?
Yeah, looks the same.
Okay, so is it the same link? Can you do number 4? Nothing left in the world. Yeah, I think it's the same link. Okay, that must just be a mistake. Yeah, okay, so let's move to number 6. Is number 6 the same too?
Looks like they put it in 3 times.
I wanted to make sure we got it. Are we sure there's not a part 2 to that? Nope, it's the same. Okay, let's move to number 7 then. This is different. The URL is at least. Let's see. In Chilean Patagonia, during COVID-19, isolation leads to a sense of precariousness. Was there an audio clip at the top or no? I don't think so.
See one.
Okay. Oh, the picture show. Got it. Okay, next URL. A sibling bond. Sharing Black Joy. Photographer documents sibling bond. Okay, and the last URL for this entry is, oh no, I'm sorry, second to last. I got excited, my bad. All right, it's been a hard year. 5 families on how 2020 will shape their vote for president. You can press play and we can scroll. Thank you, Mackenzie or Morgan. I'm not sure who's driving, but thank you.
This has just been a brutal year for Americans. From the coronavirus to the economic crisis and the reckoning around social injustice, this has been a year like none other. We wanted to know how these cataclysmic events have affected American families and how those experiences might shape their political choices in the upcoming presidential election. And so we went on a little road trip. We met 5 different families along the way, and we asked them all the same simple question. What's been keeping you up at night? Our first stop was Albuquerque, New Mexico, home to Matt and Susan Simons. It's just people with microphones come to your door every night, right?
I'm sorry, you got the wrong house.
We went to their home in Albuquerque on one of those hot southwestern summer nights. There were toys everywhere. You got the feeling there have been some kids.
Okay, thank you. And we got one more entry in this, one more link in this entry. So link number 10. There we go. Mackenzie, Morgan? Anybody?
Okay, it appears we're having some more technical difficulties on Morgan's side. She has the Rainbow Wheel of Death. If you're familiar with that on
I
Bridge,
am familiar with that.
it's not a good moment, but
That's
I
all
assume
right.
it'll be
We're going to
resolved
take
soon.
deep breaths through it. We got
Yeah.
one more. Oh, it looks like the mouse is moving now. That's a good sign.
I would presume it's due to the 30 tabs we have open.
I would probably guess you're right. All right, last link for this entry, perhaps, if we can see it. Maybe.
And this is still Nat Geo, right?
No, this is NPR.
I mean NPR. I'm sorry, NPR.
I'm gonna close some of the tabs to make this a little move a little.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, just leave
Maybe
one.
if you just keep one tab per
Yeah, per
outlet.
split. Yeah,
Yeah.
so just keep the first New York Times one and then let the rest go. Oh Lord, it's 8 o'clock. All right, we can do this, people. We can do this. This is the marathon. We're on the last lap. We can do this. All right, we got one last tab for this entry. Seems like it's running fine. There we go. Make farmers black again. African Americans fight discrimination to own farmland. Let's listen and scroll.
Support for NPR's Student Podcast Challenge comes from Blue Microphones. Blue has helped millions of podcasters, musicians, and storytellers to raise their voices for over 25 years. Visit bluemic.com and click Get Started to find the Blue Mic that's right for you.
Now let's meet the family behind Triple J Farm in upstate New York. They farm with a mantra, making farmers black again. Here's Jillian Forstat from member station WSKG.
85-year-old James Minton owns a chicken farm. It's small, just 20 acres and nearly 300 chickens. There's a patch of maple trees where Minton makes syrup each winter and a pond stocked full of fish. That's where his youngest great-granddaughters like to play. In all, Minton has 28 grandchildren, 40 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild. He says he bought this land for them.
Well, there'd be someplace for them.
Okay, and next entry, please. So number 4 was NPR. Number 3, I'm sorry, I'm counting backwards. Number 5.
Backwards.
Don't go backwards.
I know. All right, number 5. This is the staff of the Wall Street Journal. Okay, new player here. Okay, link 1 of possible 10. Mackenzie or Morgan, I'm not sure who's driving. Can you play that while we scroll? There's a 17-minute piece in there.
Morgan's driving. Just so you know.
Thank you, Morgan.
This article is presented by
Longest War, a visual history of 18 years in Afghanistan. U.S. forces are set to withdraw amid questions over whether the current peace will hold. February 29, 2020, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. The war in Afghanistan has spanned the administrations of Presidents George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump. The cost has been high. Now peace is in the making, with the U.S. and the Taliban signing a landmark agreement in Doha, Qatar, on Saturday meant to lead to the withdrawal of American forces from a war that has claimed the lives of more than 2,300 U.S. troops and so far cost.
Okay, I don't have a password for this one. Did they, students, did they give you a password?
Sometimes it's in the description.
Okay, let's take a look there.
Or Morgan has an account.
Okay, great.
Wasn't too crazy about the digital audio. That's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like a digital audio rather than
the voice of it.
Yeah, rather than a real person doing the narration. Did it sound like digital to you guys as well?
I thought that
totally sound like a computer.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't crazy about that.
Hold on 1 second. Morgan's trying to figure out her account.
Okay. All right, we're back. Try this again, and you can probably get rid of some of those NPR things too. I shouldn't say things, entries, tabs, content. All right, we're back. All right, Morgan is on it. All right. She's okay. Let's play and scroll.
America's Longest War, a visual history of 18 years in Afghanistan. U.S. forces are set to withdraw amid questions over whether the current peace will hold. February 29, 2020, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. The war in Afghanistan has spanned the administrations of Presidents George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump. The cost has been high. Now peace is in the making, with the U.S. and the Taliban signing a landmark agreement in Doha, Qatar, on Saturday meant to lead to the withdrawal of American forces from a war that has claimed the lives of more than 2,300 U.S. troops and so far cost the U.S. nearly $2 trillion, according to Brown University's Cost of War Project. Peace, however, is fragile, and to make it last, the Taliban and the government in Kabul now must sit down and negotiate the political terms for ending Afghanistan's war and sharing power between the warring factions. The stakes are immense. Thousands of civilians are killed every year. The Taliban may have agreed to negotiate, but it is by no measure militarily defeated. The group controls or contests more territory than at any time since the war began. Afghanistan security forces remain dependent on U.S. air and ground support. The coming months will determine whether peace holds or whether Afghanistan slides back into violence. Here is a look back at the war that has run more than 18 years, longer than World War I, World War II, and the Korean War combined. 15 days after 19 al-Qaeda operatives hijacked 4 commercial airliners and crashed them into New York's World Trade Center, the Pentagon in Washington, and a field in Somerset County in Pennsylvania, a dozen Central Intelligence Agency
next
operatives
URL.
carrying
Okay. This is the second URL of the entry. Photos for Nurses Day, Tales from the Coronavirus Frontlines. Side navigation. Photos and pull quotes. Okay, next entry, please. Coronavirus divides 2020. Bellwether County in Wisconsin, there is no grace anymore. This is also a Wall Street Journal entry. Video vignettes. Okay. You got the dots as navigation on the right side. Okay. All right, URL number 6. This looks Wall Street Journal pictures of the year, looks like 2020. Oh, okay. Got some navigation on the left side as well. Morgan, can you slow down the scroll, please? Slow down just a little bit more, Morgan, so you can see each image. This is one we haven't seen before. Wall Street Journal pictures of the year. Some nice pull quotes here. Okay, into December. That's it. Some different photos for year in photos that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
All right, link number 7. A furniture maker's 5-month struggle with COVID. You can't really have a plan. Can we listen and scroll, Morgan?
A furniture maker's 5-month struggle with COVID, you can't really have a plan. Since 73-year-old Century Furniture reopened, it has had to manage frightened workers, volatile orders, and new coronavirus outbreaks in its plants and markets. By Bob Davis, photographs by Mike Bellem for the Wall Street Journal. September 3, 2020, 10:49 a.m. Eastern Time. Hickory, North Carolina, the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains were once so thick with furniture factories that the air smelled of varnish. Wealthy families presided over companies that dated to 19th century sawmills and employed generations of blue-collar workers. In recent years, that world was beginning to reemerge after years of punishing competition from China compounded by the financial crisis. Furniture sales were picking up and $25 an hour upholstery jobs again tempted local workers. Factory managers said their biggest problem was finding skilled workers who could pass drug tests. After COVID-19 hit, North Carolina's governor in March ordered a 3-week business shutdown. Furniture companies and other firms feared disaster, as did local towns that depend on businesses for employment and taxes. By April, Century Furniture, owned by the Shuford family, one of the remaining furniture dynasties, was desperate to reopen its 3 factories and get its 850 workers back to shaping wood and sewing upholstery. Managers needed to make big changes to keep employees safe. They scored gallons of hand sanitizer from a local distillery that once made whiskey and recalled some sewers to make cloth face masks. They moved sewing machines and other equipment so they were 6 feet apart. Efficient production, the usual standard, took a back seat.
Okay, next URL in this set, which would be URL 8. And Wall Street Journal entry. And I'm going to move you guys had one more category. I'm going to move that to tomorrow. So this will be our last category.
Thank you, Denise.
You are welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Democrats woo Iowans ahead of caucus. It's like nothing I've seen.
And this is the last entry.
No, this has 2 more links and then there's 1 more entry.
Okay. And that's it for this category.
Correct.
Okay.
I forgot there was a whole campaign going on there for a couple months.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got 2 more links for this entry. All right. Behind the scenes of a TikTok video, weeks of work for seconds of content. Is there sound for that, Morgan? Somewhere? Maybe not. Okay, we'll go to the next one. If you don't see sound. It's weird that there's no sound. Does anybody see the sound thing? Anybody? No?
No.
Okay. Let's keep going then. All right. And we've got one more entry for the Wall Street Journal. Swarms of locusts destroy huge swaths of farmland in East Africa. And we had locusts last year, people.
It's like a little creature just peeking around the corner at you.
What'd you say, Kirk?
It just looks like a little creature peeking around the corner at you.
Yeah, last year was a lot, complete with locust. I mean, okay, slow down just a little bit, Morgan. Okay. Ooh.
Cicadas.
Mm-hmm.
There's no sound on this one?
Oh, you gotta hear the sound of cicadas taking off.
I know. I just keep thinking that. Like I would just
feel
love
like
it.
there should be sound. It's the dots are navigation, but is there any other button on there that indicates audio? I don't think so.
Wow.
What's this up in the upper left-hand corner?
Hamburger.
The hamburger, the three lines in the slash.
Yeah. No.
Nope.
What are those four dots?
That's the
upper right?
navigation.
That's just
that's
the navigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a big time missed opportunity.
It really is.
You would think they're shooting video, there should be sound.
Yeah, that's like,
It's weird.
it's very weird.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the last of the Wall Street Journal content. What is the final entry for this category? I believe it's the final entry. It should be the final entry, right? Is there only 6? Is there 6 or is there 7? Mackenzie, Morgan, Zach, somebody? Is there 6 or 7?
I think there's 6.
Okay, just want to be sure we don't leave anybody out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Denver Post.
Does this have 10 URLs as well? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Denver Post. On the last lap, people. Mile 18. All right, photos inside the ER at Medical Center of Aurora during the coronavirus pandemic. Do we have a password for this? Is it in the information?
I'm checking real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a login and password in the
Okay.
information.
Thank you so much. Is there a sign-in and not a subscription? Oy. Yes, login. There we go. Yeah, the login. Okay, great. Password. All right, here we go. Maybe not.
Okay, well, we seem to be having some difficulties.
All right, let me reach out to Mark.
Okay.
Anybody by chance have a Denver Post subscription?
Nope.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay. All right, let's try this again. All righty. I just sent a note to Dudley and Mark to see if we can get a password for that. Let me just call in case they didn't get my text. Hold on.
I can run and get Mark real quick if you want.
Yeah, I just, either one of them have a password. That'd be great.
All right, I'll be right back.
Thanks. All right. So far, we got New York Times, Washington Post, Nat Geo, NPR.
I think we got it. It just let me log in.
It what?
It let me log in.
Okay, great. All right. You can skip that. That's an ad. Okay, next URL, please. How coronavirus spread through JBS's Greeley beef plant. Can't read. Okay. To that gallery, please. 8-image gallery. Okay. Grid of photos. Funeral service. All right, next link. If you guys want these slowed down or want to see any photos in particular, please speak up.
We're doing okay on time. I mean, movement.
What'd you say, Kirk?
I said, I think it's okay movement-wise.
Okay. 10 days of photos show Colorado filled with grief, anger, resolve in response to the death of George Floyd. Okay. Okay. Got a grid, a small grid of images there. All right, next URL in this series, please. Lots of new photos to digest, which is good. Killings among Denver's teen continues, even as city and community leaders try new solutions. I think maybe we saw this one in print. This is the digital version. Okay. URL number 5, please. Looks like a story on youth suicide. Crisis point. Teens increasingly turn to Safe to Tell for suicide, mental health emergencies, but Colorado doesn't track what happens next. So it looks like this is a portal into a story. So let's do portraits. What just happened here? In-depth reporting, like, is this another already? Oh, sign in here. Okay. Can you not sign in there, Morgan?
No, it's not letting me sign in.
Maybe close a couple of the other tabs, perhaps? I don't know. Okay, what if we went to another category in this section? Can you go backwards? Are we stuck right there? Do news stories.
Would that be the same login?
Okay. Is this, I'm a little confused here. Are those links? Can you go on the first one? Oh yeah, so those go to something else. Okay, so click on the first one, please. Okay, can't go any further.
What about if the very top, all those tabs at the top where it says home, news stories, youth voices? I don't know if it'll do anything
Yeah,
different.
let's try that. I wonder if they collaborated with another organization for this. Okay, here we go. Read their stories, hear their words. What'd you say, Irby?
I said, if it takes this much effort, it's disqualification.
Good, very good point.
I agree. I mean, it's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the next URL then. Because we still
How many do the different posts have?
10, like the others.
10?
More. They have 5 more.
Yeah, 5 more.
10. Yep.
So are we gonna? I just wonder if we're gonna be able to get into these other ones.
What do you mean?
This is the last one.
For the same company. For the same company.
Oh, let's see. Let's see if we can get in.
I mean, I just know, like, for our company, like, if you don't have a subscription and if you tap out at 5 or whatever, you can't unless you have your login.
So climbing Pikes Peak on New Year's Eve with Add Ann Club and a Colorado tradition for 98 years. All right, we're climbing a mountain.
That's what we've been doing.
We have been.
My legs are tired.
No, you guys are doing great. I believe in this team. Okay, let's do this.
Help me, Lord, help me.
This is it. We're on the last lap. We're on mile 19. We can do this, y'all. We can do this.
How many miles in your marathon?
26, but it's the 0.2 that it's the 0.2 that takes you over the edge. I can truly say after running 3 marathons, the 0.2 almost took me out every time. All right, let's keep scrolling, Morgan. Morgan, you are doing a great job. Thank you. All right. Can you imagine climbing a mountain with equipment, photo equipment?
No.
But a great view, I'm sure. All right, next link. Link number 7. Almost there, y'all. All right, here we go. Colorado confronts coronavirus, March 11th through March 20th. About 10 days. All right. Press conference action. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's all coming back to me.
Yeah.
It was the toilet paper that was breaking me.
Yeah. I'll take anybody down. All right. Okay. All right. Got some cold and coronavirus. All right, next link, please. URL number, oh, okay. I thought we were on 9. Let's do this. Number 8.
You're trying to hustle through this 0.2, aren't you?
I am not.
You're like, where's my skateboard? I'm skateboarding to the end.
Pandemic's third wave threatens to flood Colorado hospitals. All right, third wave. Okay. Okay, I remember this in print.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier.
Yeah. Because I was wondering if there was a conscious decision to do black and white or if the pages had black and white. Now we know. Okay, URL number 9, please. All right, here we go. Colorado's historic Pine Gulch fire darkens immediate future for Western Slope ranchers. Okay. Oh, this photo.
There's your picture.
Mm-hmm.
In color, even better color this time.
Mm-hmm.
Washed out last time.
What'd you say, Kurt? I can barely hear you.
It's in better color this time. It was a little washed out on the
Mm-hmm. Gosh.
Whoa.
Yeah. See the fire in the background. Okay, last URL, please. Photos, a frame-by-frame account of the Denver protest shooting. Okay. Got a contact sheet as the main image and a graphic violence warning. So this also gives time frames in the captions starting at 3:36. Oh, it's okay. So they go through each frame.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think of that? I don't think I've ever seen that online where they go through every frame like this.
I haven't seen this either. I'm interested to see how this goes.
Well, there was a warning at the top, so.
Yeah, this has been a practice when media groups, we'll talk about it afterwards, outside.
Okay. Okay, we're still at 3:36 p.m. So this is all in the same minute.
Somebody loves their motor drive.
That's a whole nother session. We're still at 3:36.
We're getting to the moment here.
Yeah. 3:36:52.
Really wanted to do this, they could have just animated the video, animated the images.
Yeah.
Made a little video clip.
Yeah, really.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we still haven't made it to 3:37. They do have specs on what kind of equipment was used. You can see it's a Nikon D5 with the lens choice as well.
But it's a big waste of time.
Mm.
It is.
Like the metadata.
All right, just a special note, we're at 3:36.
Wow.
Does this offer transparency to the audience, do you think?
That's one of the steps. That's one of the rationales, and it also allows a media company to make images available for law enforcement without direct cooperation.
Mhm. Just a special note, we're still at 3:36. This is
Yeah.
all less than a minute.
That way the photographer doesn't have to go to court and testify because everything that was documented has been made public.
Also backing out of the way too.
Kirk, say, I couldn't hear you. Say
I said
again.
he's also backing out of the way at the same time. There's a little distance, a little bit more distance than it was originally. So he's stepping back, getting out of the frame, getting out of the way.
Guys.
And the shooter actually stepped into the frame a little bit more.
Whoop. That's not a good.
All right, we never made it to 3:37. That was all less than a minute.
Wow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. This is what we have going on. We've got an entry from the New York Times, the Washington Post, Nat Geo, NPR, Wall Street Journal, and the Denver Post. Kirk, I saw you taking copious notes. What say you? What's on your mind?
I have the New York Times as my first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little unsettled about second. Wall Street Journal was my third, and I'm up on grabs for the National Geo.
You said up for grabs. What did you?
Yeah.
Hey, Kirk, what did you say for your second?
I didn't say a second yet.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to decide whether I was going to move Wall Street Journal up to second and then find a third, or leave Wall Street Journal at third. I'm still trying to decide that out.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Monica, I saw you also taking some notes. What say you?
New York Times, #1, definitely.
Okay.
Hands down. And I like Nat Geo because that took me back to like real traditional picture, visual storytelling.
Yeah, I also had that marked. I was just trying to figure out what place they're going to be at.
Yeah, I would go. I mean, that was my #2.
Okay.
And plus, you were seeing fresh stuff, or other takes in different parts of the world and in different parts of the country, not just the major, city centers like we've seen a lot of. So I enjoyed that. And I didn't mind NPR for the same reason. It seemed like a little more down home stuff. Although it wasn't as consistent, I think, as like, for instance, New York Times or Nat Geo. And I was a little ambivalent about Wall Street Journal because it seemed a little more, I don't know the word. The others had a lot of heart in them, and Wall Street Journal seemed a little more, I don't know, not clinical. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say clinical. I mean, it started off strong, and it kind of waned a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of collections. What's that word? I can't.
Like curations almost.
Anymore.
Yeah.
My brain
like
is
curations.
Yeah, a curated show.
Had a lot of compilations of a lot of, so.
That's
so,
fair.
Yeah. And,
Deb, where you at?
I'm at New York Times 1. I think Nat Geo at 2. Washington Post 3 for me. I mean, there were a couple of dings in it because I was not loving those two love things.
Yeah, I just think that just totally killed it for me.
But then I saw the car, the family living in the car, and then the hospital in California, and that like raised it back up for me.
Okay.
I liked NPR, but I guess it wasn't
But not
as
for your top
inventive.
3.
It wasn't as inventive. Wall Street Journal, I think that was Monica who said, like, it felt a little like antiseptic. And personally, I wouldn't put Denver Post even for an honorable mention. I mean, I think they had fine photography, not very tightly edited. I thought that was a major ding to me.
That's fair.
I agree with that.
Kara, what say you?
I have New York Times as my favorite. Nat Geo and NPR. Wall Street Journal, there was some good images, but I don't know if I'm just
delirious.
And I don't know why, but I just was really thrown off with the automated audio. Like I just wanted to hear a human voice. And that just really threw me off.
But what about the imagery?
The imagery is good. But is the whole package not part of this or no?
Absolutely.
So I still stick with my 3 New York Times, Nat Geo, and NPR.
Excellent. Brother Irby, what say you, sir?
I'm tracking right with Deb.
Okay, so you are at the New York Times for 1, and Deb, were you Nat Geo for 2?
Yep.
And then for 3, Deb was at Washington Post.
Yep. I think the Washington Post overall, even when I echo the concerns about the color screening and well, it wasn't a shift. It was intentional. It wasn't shifting. It was an intentional approach. But the photography and the strength of the homeless story, elevates that to a 3rd.
Okay. We have the New York Times is 1 from all judges. Nat Geo was voted 4 times. So we'll take Nat Geo as 2. The debate comes, we've got 2 votes for Washington Post, 2 for NPR, and 1 for Wall Street Journal for the 3 seat. We're at the rocking part of the program. Everybody rocking.
I'd move mine to the Washington Post for 3.
You're moving to Washington Post?
Yeah.
All right. So 1, 2, 3 students is New York Times, Nat Geo, and Washington Post. What remains is NPR, Wall Street Journal, and Denver Post. Do those get honorable?
My vote would NPR as the honorable mention, and then I would just stop there.
Yeah.
Support it. I second that emotion.
Yep, sounds good.
I heard it.
Oh, look at that. We have got a conclusion. So we have 1 honorable mention for NPR.
Correct.
Wall Street Journal, and Denver Post. Now, Irby, you were going to say something else about that Denver Post, the last one.
No, I said it. I mean, it has been a very consistent practice of late as a method to avoid being subpoenaed, to put all of the raw data when it's considered valuable to a community or to the public. Instead of having the images subpoenaed and therefore a photographer have to appear in court.
Are you saying that's a good practice, or it's just?
No, I think it's a cop-out, but media companies are not as courageous as the Fourth Estate as they were intended to be, and it's just it's a strategy that allows that minimizes finances, because lawyers costs and bailing photographers out. It's a sad reality of the current dynamics of mainstream media in America.
Okay. And with that, if you guys have any closing words about the work that you saw today.